Forget everything you think you know about Africa. Forget the scorching Sahara heat. Forget the humid jungles and the dry savannas. We are standing in a place where waterfalls freeze solid in midair. A place where the ground is so cold, if you stand still too long, you might just sink into a meter of snow. This is Lesotho. It is the only country on Earth that lies entirely above 1,000 meters in elevation. It is an island of peaks, floating in the sky. They call it the kingdom in the sky. But up here, the sky is not always friendly. Sometimes it wants to kill you. For the next 12 minutes, we are taking a dangerous, breathtaking road trip into the heart of the continent's biggest mystery. We are hunting for a legendary 10-year snowstorm, exploring a village built entirely of piled stones without a single ounce of cement, and visiting a restaurant so high up, water boils before it's even hot. Buckle up, this is the coldest place in Africa. To understand why we are freezing in the middle of the African continent, you have to look at the map. Lesotho is a geographic anomaly. It is a landlocked enclave, completely surrounded by South Africa. But the weirdest part isn't its borders, it's its altitude. The lowest point in this country is still higher than the highest point in the entire United Kingdom. It is essentially one giant rock shelf jutting into the atmosphere. Our journey begins in the capital, Maseru. It starts like any other African road trip, dusty roads, vibrant towns, and blue skies. But as we head north towards the Maloti Mountains, the world begins to tilt upwards. We are driving towards a place called Afriski, a 200-kilometer gauntlet that tests both the driver and the machine. Our guide drops a bombshell on us early in the trip. The locals believe in a terrifying cycle, a prophecy of ice. They say that every 10 years, the mountain gods send a snowstorm so massive it buries everything. It's not just a dusting. They claim that in these cycle years, you can stand in the snow and it will swallow half your body. We are traveling right in the middle of winter, hunting for evidence of this decade-long freeze. As we pass the town of Buta Buta, or BB, as the locals affectionately call it, the road stops being a road and starts becoming a stairway to heaven. The tarmac twists and turns like a snake coiling around the mountain. This is where the landscape shifts. The brown dust is replaced by jagged rocks, and the temperature gauge on the dashboard starts free-falling. Suddenly, around a sharp bend, we hit the first sign of danger. This isn't a rock formation, it's a waterfall that has been stopped in time. In the summer, this is a gushing river roaring down the cliffside, but right now, it's a wall of ice heavy enough to crush a tank. This frozen wall acts as nature's thermometer for the region. The locals know that when this wall is solid white, winter is at its peak. It is beautiful, but it is deadly. As the seasons shift and the sun hits this cliff, massive shards of ice like giant glass guillotines break off and crash onto the rocks below. Walking near it feels like walking on a greased frying pan. One slip and you are sliding into freezing water. But there is a secret here. Our guide explains that this ice isn't just frozen water, it's the purest substance in the country. It has no chemicals, no machines touched it. It comes directly from the belly of the mountain, filtered through miles of volcanic basalt rock. It's Mother Nature's premium bottled water served at 0 degrees. We are about to climb even higher, entering a zone where modern technology fails and ancient survival skills take over. As we climb past 2,500 meters, we spot something strange dotted along the hillsides. Look closely. Those aren't boulders, they are homes. These are the Motebo, the stone huts of the Basotho herdsmen. This is survival engineering at its finest. These men, often just boys, come up here with their cattle and sheep to graze on the high altitude shrubs. They don't stay for a weekend camping trip, they stay for 6 months, sometimes a year. Total isolation. There is no TikTok here, no electricity, no central heating, just the howling wind and the livestock. The architecture of these huts is baffling. They are built by simply piling stones on top of one another. There is no mortar, no cement, and no mud holding them together. It relies entirely on gravity and friction. Yet these structures withstand gale force winds and blizzards that would rip a modern tent to shreds. But the real question is, how do the men inside not freeze to death? It's all about the kobo. That's the local name for their blankets. But calling them blankets is an insult. These are wearable fortresses. Introduced to the region by traders in the 1800s, the Basotho people adopted them and made them iconic. They are made from pure, thick wool with a tight weave that repels rain and traps body heat. A herdsman wears his kobo like a suit of armor. It creates a microclimate around his body, keeping him at 37 degrees Celsius while the world outside drops to -10. Our guide reveals something even more shocking about their survival tactics. To keep warm in these extreme conditions, you have to conserve every ounce of body heat and natural oil. That means these herdsmen often don't change clothes or bathe for months at a time. The layers of wool combined with the skin's natural oils create a biological barrier against the frost. It is a nomadic life that has remained unchanged for centuries, happening right next to a modern highway where tourists drive past in heated SUVs. Speaking of the highway, the drive is getting treacherous. We are now entering the Mahasela Pass. The elevation here is 3,222 meters. To put that in perspective, that is taller than 3 Burj Khalifas stacked on top of each other. The air here is thin. You can feel it in your chest. Your ears are popping constantly as your body tries to adjust to the drop in pressure. And the road, it has turned into a nightmare. This is the remnants of last night's storm. Huge banks of snow line the asphalt, some taller than our vehicle. But the real danger isn't the snow you can see, it's the ice you can't. Drivers here call it black ice. It's a thin, transparent layer of frozen water that coats the tarmac, looking exactly like a wet road. If you tap the brakes on black ice, friction leaves the chat. Your car becomes a 2-ton sled with no steering. We have to drive one vehicle at a time, leaving massive gaps between cars. If one person slides, you don't want a domino effect, sending everyone off the cliff. The tension in the car is palpable. We are inches away from sliding off the roof of Africa. And then, just as the nerves start to fray, we crest the final hill. And there, like a mirage in the desert, or rather an oasis in the ice, we see it. A frisky. It looks like a glitch in the simulation. A fully functioning European-style ski resort sitting in the middle of southern Africa. You see chalets with Austrian architecture, ski lifts humming, and people in neon gear carving down the slopes. It feels impossible. Running a resort up here is a logistical miracle. Because of the altitude, water boils at a lower temperature, around 89 degrees Celsius instead of 100. This means the chefs in the kitchen have to adjust their cooking times for everything. Rice takes longer, pasta acts differently, engines lose power because the air is less dense. Everything is harder up here. We pull up to the main building, the Sky Restaurant. This establishment holds the record as the highest restaurant in Africa. Sitting on the deck here, sipping a hot chocolate, you are technically looking down on every other dining establishment on the continent. The atmosphere is electric. It's a melting pot of cultures. You have tourists from Europe and America who can't believe their eyes, mixing with locals from Lesotho and South Africa who drive up just to touch the snow. For many people here, this is the first time they have ever seen snow in their lives. The host of our journey steps out into the powder, and the reaction is pure magic. It's a reminder of how diverse this continent really is. We often associate Africa with safaris and beaches, but here, people are building snowmen. They are throwing snowballs. They are making snow angels. It turns a grown adult back into a child instantly. But it's not just about looking at the snow. A frisky is an adrenaline junkie's playground. Since the snow can be unpredictable, sometimes it dumps a meter, sometimes just a dusting, the resort uses massive snow cannons to supplement nature. They pump high-pressure water into the freezing air to create artificial powder, ensuring the ski slopes are always open during the winter months of June, July, and August. You can grab a pair of skis and take lessons, even if you've never seen a slope before. But if you aren't coordinated enough for skiing, there is bumboarding. It is exactly what it sounds like. You sit on a plastic shovel and hurl yourself down the mountain. It requires zero skill and guarantees 100% chaos. And for the truly brave, or perhaps the truly crazy, there is the Polar Bear Challenge. We watched a guy strip down to his shorts and dive into a semi-frozen pond at sub-zero temperatures. It's a rite of passage here. The shock to the system is instantaneous, but the bragging rights last forever. If you prefer to keep your clothes on, you can rent a quad bike. These aren't normal ATVs. They are equipped with special treads to handle the slush and ice. Tearing through the African highlands on a four-wheeler with snow spraying up behind you is an experience that defies logic. As the sun begins to set, the temperature plummets again. The The slush turns back into ice. The herdsmen retreat into their stone huts, wrapping their kobo blankets tighter. The tourists head into the gondola cafe for glühwein, a hot, spiced wine that warms you from the inside out. Lesotho breaks every rule. It is a country that defies the postcard image of Africa. It is a place where ancient survival skills meet modern adrenaline sports, where stone huts stand in the shadow of ski lifts, where the silence of the mountains is broken by the laughter of people touching ice for the first time. This journey proves that adventure isn't just about going to new places, it's about shattering your expectations of what those places can be. It turns out the coldest place in Africa has the warmest heart. So here is the big question I want to leave you with. Could you survive 6 months in a stone hut on the top of a mountain with nothing but a wool blanket and your sheep? Let me know in the comments below. If you want to see more unbelievable places that prove the world is stranger than you think, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. We'll see you on the next adventure. Stay warm.